All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Tesla, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Okay, so since the birth of Tesla, the IPO back here in 2010, all right, all that Tesla has been able to do is carve out one massive zigzag, right? And until it can prove it, that's what it is. Now there's other options, of course, right? Every impulse starts with a zigzag, but until I see it, I calls it as I see it. Okay, so here's the expectation. If you put in a big zigzag, well, then you're going to get a correction to the downside. Okay, maybe this turns out to be a huge flat. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to count it out and see what happens. But I struggled with counting this out for a while, trying to force something bullish or force something bearish for a while now. And then it finally dawned on me. Woke up, that's a damn zigzag. Well, what do we have from the top then? Right? There was times that I was trying to force an impulse into this, right? Or force something else other than it is, right? At one point I was trying to say, okay, there's one, two, there's three, there's four. Look at that big expanding diagonal, right? It just doesn't look right until I said, well, let's just call it as I see it. And that's a zigzag, plain as day, right? Started off with a diagonal here in the A wave, B wave, okay? And then you got one, two, three, four, five down, right? What did we get back up? Another zigzag, okay? So until Tesla is going to prove to me that it's going to do anything else but just put in zigzags, let's use that to advantage and let's expect zigzags. Now, the great thing about the expectation of this count is that you know exactly what is going to happen next. You're only going to get zigzags. Okay, now these B waves can be different. Okay, here I'll do a for instance for you, right? Let's say we start with getting 5 down here, right? One, two, three, four, five, something like that, right? Well, this can be whatever it wants. It does not have to be a zigzag. Okay, this could be a triangle. Then there's your B wave, and then you know exactly what you're getting next. One, two, three, four, five, all the way down. Okay, you know exactly what's going to happen. Now, yeah, it could be a diagonal, okay, or an impulse, but you're going to get 5 in your A and your C. That's the beauty of this, and you know you're getting a zigzag, right? So with the expectation going forward now, especially after you kind of confirm this going down, right? If that's a zigzag, okay, you have to ask yourself, what are you correcting? Right? You have to always have to look at the bigger picture. What are you correcting? Well, if you want to call this 1, 2, 3, okay, let's entertain that for a moment. 1, 2, 3, right? And you're working on a fourth wave. Okay, well, you got a zigzag here. So that means that this fourth wave should be not a zigzag, right? So if you come down here and say that's wave 4, then you're probably wrong because you should be getting alternation. And also, this already is way the heck bigger than that. All right. And this is in log, by the way, which shows the bigger relationships. And that's a big clue that it's wrong. Obviously, if you flip to linear right now, like you can't see the relationship here, right? You can only see that in log. Okay, so that does not seem very probable, right? You have to talk through these things. There's a difference between possible and probable. So then say, well, gups, easy. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, right? Here's problem number 2. Okay, your number 2, your second wave, should not be bigger in time than the bigger degree, right? This is a larger degree correction, assuming 1, 2, 1, 2, right, than this is. Easy enough to find out. Now, is it a rule? No, it's not a rule. But at some point, you're reaching an egregious stage, right? We are, this correction here was 61.8% of this one, right? So and then you're going to say, oh, okay, gups. We already got our 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Well, that's possible. Okay, it's legal. I'll admit that. It's going to have to prove it to me by giving me anything other than a zigzag. All it's giving me is zigzags. Okay, so prove it to me now by by breaking this high. Okay, and then this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. It can't be because your 4 already came into the price territory of your wave 1. That's a rule. Okay, so this would have to be 1, 2, 1, 2. So then you have a lot more to prove. Okay. So until you can prove to me that you're not going to give me a zigzag, this is what I'm rolling with. All right. And especially if you start breaking lows, right? This low breaks. All right. Now this is getting bigger than this. You're losing probability, right? This low breaks here. Well, now you've lost all motive structure. Okay, because you have 1, 2, 3. You never got your 4, 5, and you've broken a rule. Okay, this low breaks. Well, then it absolutely was a zigzag. Okay, well, it absolutely was a zigzag if this low breaks. Okay, because then your only motive way out of here would be to count this ABC as a 1. Okay, and then this better be a zigzag then. Okay, as a 2, and then you know exactly what you're getting again because you're only getting zigzags from Tesla. Okay, but this makes sense. Why does this make sense? Because Tesla is a very popular asset. There's a constant battle going on between the bulls and the bears. Okay, when that constant battle up and down ensues, and there's not a clear direction on where the asset should head, then you get this choppy action that turns into diagonals and zigzags. Okay, this first one down, right? I want to go higher. No, I want to go higher. No, I want to go higher. No, right? And then the bulls take over. Okay, let's run. And the bears go, all right, that's enough. Let's come back down. Okay, and eventually you're going to get a clear direction. Okay, because this battle is going to ensue multiple times over. Eventually the bears win this. Okay. All right, let's consolidate. It was impulsive. Now we know the trend. We have lower lows. Okay, we consolidate. Finish it up. It's bloody. Okay. What do we have? A 3-wave move. And you're going to see the same thing happen again. It's going to give you a zigzag for the same reasons. You're going to have the same fight again that you had here. And the same exact thing will occur. Okay, we've defined the trend. Let's consolidate. Let's finish the trend. But at that point, what do you have? A 5-wave move. 5 can only begin something or it can end something. That's your only options. So, well, this will come up and it will take a couple of years. It will be a very big rally. And the uninformed will think the bull market is back, but it's not. Okay? You're just getting another zigzag. Because when you start with 5, you must end with 5. And odds are, at this point, you won't get a diagonal structure anymore because the trend will be clear. Okay, you've now on a macro level made a big low and you've made a lower high. And once this breaks, you're going to get an impulse at that point. Okay, to finish a 3-wave structure, another zigzag. Okay, and that's how the psychology of this works, and we're in the very early stages of that. Okay, so if you were a long-term holder of Tesla, I might consider this as a possibility. You can see this chart whenever you want on bosswizardcrypto.com. Let's check it out. So when you land on bosswizardcrypto.com, you come to this landing page here. Okay, we have all the videos I put out. Okay, and there's exclusive ones that you can only get by joining the Discord. Right here in the sidebar, join the community. Right here, join. Okay, there is a free trial. Free trial. Look at that. Okay. A lot of people try to join and can't figure out because they're not reading. It's free. This is where you join. Okay, it's all right there. All right, if you click on these exclusive updates, you can't see them. You have to be a member of the Discord. Discord community gets access to my charts. Look at all these charts I have in here, and I'm adding more all the time, and I keep them up to date. Time for round 2. I saved this one for the end because this is kind of a secret chart. Okay. Nobody else has this chart. This is the the Magnificent 7. Okay. And what the Magnificent 7 is doing is propping up the entire stock market. Just these 7 stocks, that's it. And you can see that Tesla is a part of it. Well, we already know what to expect from Tesla. So what would you then expect for this entire index to do? This index that I have made, by the way, the Magnificent 7 index. You have a clear 5-wave move down. Okay. What starts with 5 must end with 5. Okay. All you've gotten off of that low is 3 waves. Did not break the high. You've gotten a reaction down, a 3-wave move up. Okay. And if this is going to be bullish, then it has to prove it. Break the high. Break the high and prove it. So far, no dice. Okay. When this turns, okay, and it will turn shortly. When this turns, the Magnificent 7, it is going to take the rest of the stock market with it. So be prepared for that. Okay. Stocks might not be your best option right now. Now, there are things you can buy. Okay. And I go over those in my Discord. There's several assets If you're a cash buyer, there's plenty of things that you can buy right now to make money. Okay? In my opinion, these 7 are not one of them. That's all I have for today. That's your 15-minute block. Till next time, have a good one.